Hey everyone, it's Meg and welcome back to another animated episode of Superman, the animated series, sorry. I'm really excited because Batman, there's been just like bangers back to back. Superman, there's been bangers back to back. I feel like I'm really in the, I don't know, like the Renaissance. I mean, they're all so good, but it's just super exciting to know Caleb is installing security and a Ring doorbell. This was great timing. But I'm super excited to keep watching this. Season 2 has been so awesome so far. I'm so happy you're here. We met Livewire last time. This next one is called Identity Crisis. So let's watch. Identity Crisis, Identity Crisis. Are we gonna get like a dark Superman? Like that one movie? That was pretty cool. Ba-ba-ba! Oh my god, why were you climbing that?
What if he dies?
I'm not telling his mom.
Oh! Oh. But how are they gonna learn not to climb up that stuff?
Who wants to explain what you were doing?
There we go.
They
Discipline.
dare me.
We didn't think you'd do it.
I know it's tough to turn down a dare, but sometimes being brave means using your head and not doing something dangerous just because other kids pressure you.
Thanks, Superman.
The big kid didn't say anything. The big kid's bitter.
What a dork.
Yeah.
Come on.
Little whiner.
Love the music. I wish Superman was my babysitter growing up. I love how the music so seamlessly transitions into like a next scene. Oh god, that scares me. Chase on this like boulder cliff. Perfect. They're so old. There she is. Wait.
Take a wrong step, Mr. Kent? What? Thanks. Maybe you two should leave the dirty work to the authorities, hmm?
Yeah, right. Have you ever known me to play it safe?
I suppose not.
Wait, what?
Maybe over dinner?
No, that's not the right one.
It's a date.
No.
Must be this new perfume. Hey, Smallville, you all right?
Yeah?
So he's the real one.
We're miles from nowhere.
You know us country bumpkins. 10 miles to school and all that.
What the heck? Whoomst? Clone? At first I thought he had orchestrated being there at the same time. And I was like, oh shit, who's the actor? But he obviously didn't know who that was. Okay, but he's like literally just
Thanks, Superman. We're okay from here.
doing what he would do. Huh?
I know you're a busy guy, but I am dying to get your autograph.
What?
Okay.
I would hate this. I hate identity theft when people copy me.
This is all a distraction to keep me busy.
What is happening?
Your makeup's rubbing off.
Oh, I thought it was sticky stuff.
How are you doing this?
He believes it.
Whoever you are, you don't look so good.
He's a good sport.
Leave me alone.
Oh, wait, am I gonna feel bad for him? Oh, the costume's all droopy. What? Do y'all prefer the city, like, flying, ziplining fights in Metropolis or in Gotham? Let me know. Buddy.
My friend, I would call that an understatement.
Ow, you, what are you doing? Like, billionaires have so much time on their hands. This is the perfect example.
He looked like me. No understand.
It's all right.
How could he?
No.
I'm Superman.
Why isn't he following my orders?
Please be nice.
The alien DNA was unlike anything we'd cloned before.
Clone.
We are not scrapping the project for one glitch. Take this opportunity to learn, Doctor.
Me am Superman?
Yes, yes, of course you.
His programmed memories are holding.
Why's it gotta be so big?
Clearly affected some parts of his brain.
No kidding.
Mercy. Show some mercy. That was a good one.
What am me?
Bizarro, that's what you am.
Mercy.
Bizarro?
I got chills.
If the shoe fits, handsome.
You just made a villain.
No, me am Superman.
You just made a villain.
Me am hero. Me show you.
When he said, "What me am," I felt that. I really did. I like him. I love this Lex so much.
That's coming out of your pants.
It really is. I agree. You know what? I agree. And maybe I'm a bitch. It's a meme. I know how to spell that word. But I agree. She instigated that. I don't like that. I don't like that, Mercy. Me safe building? Oh, he's just misguided. Oh, he's really like, he's strong. You know what? I understand the intentions though. He's trying. I feel like Superman's gonna love him. I gotta get Caleb to edit this one because he will love it. If Superman ends up being friends with what did she call him? Bizarro. Okay, nice. And Superman, I feel like you could kind of teach him like to do stuff.
Fix brick.
Yeah.
That prove me Superman.
I get it. He wanted the cars to be safe. Oh, yeah, he's just being extra certain.
Not break again.
Yeah. Could you turn around and then, yeah, just push the, oh. Okay. All right.
No! You am no Superman. You leave me alone.
Oh.
Ruining his day.
Yeah, you are. He's setting a very strict boundary. He didn't choose violence. He was just like, do not bother me. Bye. Leave me alone. I'll do my thing. You do your thing. He's not a villain right now. Oh, please be nice. Please be nice.
Me need Lois' help. Don't be afraid.
I heard about our date, Lois. Problem is, you made it with the wrong guy.
Me protect you.
I feel like the Daily Planet sculpture on the building is always bearing the grunt of everything. He just wants to protect her. You catch her. Yeah, good job.
Me hero.
She's just like she's scared, but she's not being mean. Even Lex wasn't mean. That'll do. That'll do. So you have to think about it. Where's he gonna take her? It's gonna be somewhere that you inherently would take her, probably. Oh, for dinner. Good job, Lois.
Me have memory. Me know I'm Superman. Me come to Lois because Lois friend.
Yeah.
So, Superman, tell me about these memories.
Bitch. I love her. She's so pragmatic.
Did you say lab?
I just love his morphed colors.
Me like take Lois.
Sure. Ah!
She's gonna solve it.
But use the door this time.
Okay.
Oh my god. She's the best. I love her. She's not being super nice or anything. She's just like being pragmatic about it. And she's gonna solve it. And she will ultimately help him. This is messed up.
Am home.
Cozy.
So this was the original because I've watched animated movies about Superman clones.
Oh my god. This is some kind of cloning operation.
Not someone.
Me?
It was a freak dressed as Superman.
No.
They just sat there for a few minutes and then they took off.
Her voice acting is so good. The way that she said, "Oh my God," like is
Trust you
so
remember
good.
Superman's run-in with the mechanical dinosaur?
Yep.
How could I forget?
Ooh, the way he's looking her up and down.
My technicians collected a few drops from the floor, and from that humble beginning, we have this.
Oh my God, they linked it. This isn't gonna be good for his brain and his heart.
Me am the hero.
Sorry, my friend, but you am toast.
Okay, Lex, I was on your side for a little bit in terms of you were nice for a bit. Jeez.
Engage the auto-destruct.
Oh my God, the ethics. Are we gonna question the ethics?
You can't just leave him like this.
You're welcome to stay.
Oh, my Lois. Don't touch her.
You not get away from Superman.
Hell yeah. Go, sir. I don't know what you want to call yourself. Yes. Oh, this actually isn't that good. Are they gonna come alive? I hope not. I don't think they were ready.
Destroy the terminal. I can't cancel the auto-destruct.
Well, what were you expecting? Like, they need to read Frankenstein.
You, me kill you.
No, he's on your side. He's restraining you.
We're sitting on top of a half-kiloton of explosives. Enough, I presume, to destroy even you.
How did we get here, huh?
Now, run.
Why? Well, he knows that he's resilient enough. Oh, ouchie. Lex!
Superman!
Arrgh! I shouldn't be surprised.
Superman, save Lois.
Come on, come on, come on. No.
Me home.
No. No.
Me no am Superman. You am Superman. Superman, save Lois.
You are a hero.
No. No. Oh, no.
You think he survived?
I've never been in a half-kiloton blast. I hope he did.
Okay,
He
there's
turned out to have a good heart.
He came from good stock.
I hope he's alive. I think he will be. I'm mad at you guys. I'm really mad at you. How dare you not warn me about that? I have a lot to say, but I don't know if I can say it because I'm crying. That was definitely like, I don't know. I don't like to rank my favorite episodes. It just stresses me out. And why would I rank them if they're all so good? Apart from like maybe the first 3 in the season 1, like that was my favorite for sure. Oh my God. Oh, I'm scared I'm gonna cry even more. That was just really sweet. I'm okay. This kind of stuff just really gets me. I've always loved exploring the idea of clones and if they have souls, and same with AI. And I don't understand people that are very like cut and dry about it, like AI don't have inner worlds, they don't have emotions, they're not human, they're not living. And it's like, so I love Kazuo Ishiguro, an author. He wrote, I believe, Never Let Me Go, but there's also a newer one, Clara and the Sun. That was my favorite by far. If you are interested in clones and you have a lot of feelings, definitely read that one, because that one for me was like his best work. It was so good. But I also really love Frankenstein. I love Mary Shelley. She's done so much for goth girls. She's goth AF. And also, like, you know, there's a lot of cautionary wisdom in that, but it's also, for me, someone who feels a lot. You know, I'm not ashamed to cry and feel bad for people and animals and living things. You know, I do love and hate, in a way, these stories that explore that, because who's to say we weren't created? A lot of people believe that we were built by a creator. And so what if that's the case, and if you believe that, I personally don't, but if that's the case, then what's the difference between us creating our own clones and our own humans, you know, and AI and stuff? Then they would just be like us. And the thing with me, and I'll just get this out of the way, hopefully I can just talk through it and not start crying. What snapped, I'll just call him Bizarro. And I don't know, I guess I don't really know what to call him. I'll call him that because that seems to be his name, or like what they reference him as. But the thing that snapped him out of it, because it was a whole kind of delusion thing, was seeing him save Lois and take care of Lois, which means that Superman's memories, the essence of who he is in his DNA, for Superman, for Clark, the focus is Lois. Like, that is his person. That's his woman. He freaking loves her. And it is literally in his DNA to save her. And he saw Superman save like a boat. He saw him save random people. He glued the Daily Planet back together. Like, he did all this traditional Superman stuff, but it didn't click for him. But when he saw Superman take the ceiling piece of rubble and save her, that's when he was like, Superman saved Lois. That's why I love Superman. Because it really isn't about, you know, all the good he does for the world and like, you know, preventing wars. And I watched The Dark Knight Returns, so I'm very like aware of how certain people like Frank Miller might see him. You know, he helps the US government and he fights against Russia, and like he saves a kid from the telephone poles and stuff. And the reason why I've loved him from the beginning has mainly been his relationship with Lois. That's why I loved Superman 1978, where he basically turned back time and prioritized saving her rather than saving the world. Spoiler alert, I guess, but it was a 1978 movie. And that was his thing, and he didn't even debate on it. He was just like, I'm saving her. Like, I love her, and that is so human. That's, to me, it is. What do we have if we don't prioritize our people and the people close to us? You know, that's my morals and values. I think the more that you have an idea of justice and an idea of saving the world and changing the world, the more you can get lost, the more potential for corruption. Even Lex, you could argue, has a warped idea of changing the world. He needs to be at the center. He has those ideals that are like, I'm going to, you know, change everything. And in order to do that, I have this huge obstacle, and it's Superman. So I need to make clones because, no, trust me, I'm right. Like, I have to get rid of him. And then, you know, Metropolis will be better off because it'll be Lex Luthorville and I'll be in control of everything. That's a lot of people in power, and some of them are just rich and evil and horrible, you know, and there's definitely everything in between. But so many, you know, I'm watching Death Note, so many villains are just like, they have these noble intentions initially, and even sometimes like through their bad actions, and they really think like, well, I have to kill this person if I'm gonna do good. The ends justify the means, etc. So That's why I love Soups, because the more that he loves Lois and just prioritizes her, the more that we just, I don't know, that's the best part of humanity for me. It just is, because none of us are capable of really changing everything in our lifetime and living to see it. But all of us are capable of protecting the ones who need it and, you know, seeing people clearly, and then really loving our loved ones and helping our small communities, not this humongous picture. It also gets into narcissism and stuff like that, which that's not Soups. He doesn't care about the attention. He'll play around with it, but he doesn't, like, all he really wants to do is do his job at the Daily Planet. Because if it was anything more than that, you know, he wants to do his job at the Daily Planet, and he wants to love his parents, and he wants to love his woman and hang out with his scientist friend. If it was anything more than that, why would he still be Clark Kent? That's the big reason. He loves and understands the best parts of humanity. So he's human. And that's my next point. He's human. The way that Mercy was laughing at Bizarro and, you know, kind of Lex making fun of him at the end. Lex is such a master manipulator. I will just say, before we get into this other thing, I appreciate the hell out of this Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor in general, but the voice makes it. The writing makes it. I'm so sick of these portrayals of billionaires who just like have these, it happens a lot, but these narcissistic rages where they just switch and they get really pissed and throw things and lose control, you know, with Superman Doomsday. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen with Lex Luthor. I liked other parts, but like the Lex Luthor part was so strange. And it took the obsession with Superman to this weird level that didn't make sense to me. I'm very spoiled by this depiction of Lex Luthor. But his charm, his suave charisma, the way he uses his voice to like settle people down, and even the way he talked to Lois, like, let's get out of here. And we'll never know. I still don't know if he has some emotions, this version. Like if he has some idea of like, I don't want to leave a woman to die. Like, I don't want to leave Lois Lane to die. Or if it's just, I don't want a death on my hands because they'll probably trace the lab back to me. Maybe. And it could be both, and it could go back and forth. Like he could potentially look at her and think, I need to get you out of here because you're a person, like, come on, let's go. You're a woman. He has a gentlemanly way about him as well, which I really like. He's a playboy, and I don't see that in real life, and I don't see it in other depictions of him. But anyways, I really like, what's his face? Is it Gene Hackman? Whoever plays Lex in the live actions, because he's funny and he leans into that kind of absurdity and funny. But there's something so interesting about this charismatic billionaire. Yeah, he didn't want Lois to stay there. He didn't want her to die. But he did leave at the end. He got into the helicopter and left Superman and Lois. And this could be a kind of Joker and Batman thing where it's like he knew Superman would save Lois ultimately. And would he really have left Lois there to die? I don't know. I think for me, it almost makes it more frustrating that he does care sometimes. Like that makes for a more interesting villain. And that happens with Joker too. I don't really agree with people who think some of these villains have absolutely no empathy or absolutely no care about anyone else, because it just is cooler and more interesting and nuanced to think that he goes back and forth. And even though he might care about someone dying, he's still going to prioritize himself and his empire and his money. I like that better. So that's why I really appreciate his character. But ultimately, he did show his true colors. I don't think he saw Bizarro as a living being. You know, he initially, you know, now that I think back on that scene, I was really pissed at Mercy and that other doctor, the scientist, where they're just like, yeah, this isn't working. Like, let's basically kill him. And he's like, no, learn from it. Initially, seeing how horrible Mercy was outwardly, audibly, I was like, oh, maybe Lex has a teeny tiny heart. But then you think back and you're like, no, I think he was just trying to make the most of his money and his expenditure, like his little experiment. You know, he's trying to calm the situation down because he knew where it was going. He knew it was escalating. And he was just smart. So I don't think he really saw Bizarro as a human being. He was very willing to just nuke the whole thing. And if he didn't see Bizarro as a human or like a living thing that deserves rights and care, he didn't see any of those clones at all. But just to me, Superman with his DNA, he's not different from those clones. It's tough, but I think that like the more we as humans look down on the idea of clones, the idea of like what's different than us? Because that you heard the words like freak, which Superman has been called. He's been called, like that's how he grew up. That's why I love him, because Clark was bullied and called a freak and stuff. This gives him a certain empathy, you know, and he said at the end to Lois, I really hope he didn't die. He has a good heart. And we knew he would appreciate him. And then we also knew, even though I was like, please, 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 Lois, be nice. We knew that she would be nice to him. Like, we knew she would use her own, like, I feel like they both have big hearts, but Superman is like, he leads with his emotions, and then Lois is very neural. Like, she goes with her thoughts, and she, you know, it was almost like a plan. Like, how can we logically get a solution out of this? Where were you born? You were born in a lab. Yeah, take me there. Very journalist. Like, let's get to the bottom of that. And it makes them a really good team. As someone who moved around a lot, I always talk about this with Superman. I felt like an outsider a lot of the time. I felt like a foreigner in different countries. I felt different. And so that's why I empathize with Superman, especially Clark when he was younger. But that's also why I empathize with Bizarro, because he was really confused. And I think that this episode means so much to me because it explores the ethics of creating clones and then discarding them and thinking we're better than them and playing God, but also ableism. And, you know, just because he couldn't speak correctly and he was different and couldn't fully grasp what was going on, the way he was just discarded by Lex and his team and the other people. I know he was doing scary things, but there was so much lack of compassion, which is very, I feel like it's a product of society, like xenophobia and also just ableism. Like, just because he doesn't speak like we do, you know, neurally slower, I can't stand people who laugh at that. And I grew up in a home where many jokes were made at the expense of disabled people. And I think about it a lot, and it really, really bothers me. And I think it had to be intentional. Because how do you see someone who's clearly struggling, you know, he's struggling with his identity crisis. Oh my God, I just got it. He's struggling with his identity, struggling in the world. Like, how do you not have compassion? It makes me really sad. And there are a lot of people in this society that caters to able bodies, not disabled bodies, who laugh and poke fun and complain about those who aren't. They don't have able bodies. So that's just really what it reminded me of. And the poor guy, he did have a big heart. He really did. And I love him. And I hope he comes back. He's not even a villain. He's just like, it's just a really good character. It's so funny that I was talking about Batman having better villains. And so far, season 2, Superman, oh my gosh. The anti-heroes and the villains and the side characters are just so good. And it's just becoming one of my favorite shows, literally. So thank you so much. Special shout out to my tier 4 patrons, Light Yagami, John G. Robinson, Rubidia Moon, and Music Lover for producing this video. Thank you for keeping the channel afloat. I appreciate you. And to all my other patrons, I just so sincerely appreciate you all. It's so fun to watch these things with you and go into depth and have, you know, the time and the resources to go into depth. I've been talking for 40 minutes. So thank you for listening to me ramble, and thank you for sharing your insights as well. You know, everyone in the comments and just on the regular edited videos. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you for more amazing Superman. Love you. Bye.